Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How's everything going today? I am just jumping on here to really encourage some women on today. As I was getting dressed today, I had such an aha moment that I anticipated that moment that I could share it with all of you out there. I decided, hey, why not give them that same opportunity to think about their lives moving forward, especially us ladies that are in our midlife years. And I got to thinking about this one thought. As some of you know, because you watched a lot of my content as far as me traveling and just living life, trying to live life to the best of my ability. When I prepared myself for today, I got up and I took this week off. I was like, well, I'm not doing no hardcore work. I'm just going to really hunker down and be intentional about doing things for myself. So as I prepared myself today, I looked in the mirror and I looked at what I was going to wear, and then I decided to put on something different. It brought me back to the cruise that I had just gone on. Every night there was a theme. And if you choose to be a part of it, you just did so. Put on an outfit, right? You got that special occasion. You want to go fine dining. So a lot of times the people that wanted to participate, they got all dressed up. And I thought about that today, especially for women of different ages. Now, some may say, well, girl, listen, I'm already 10 steps ahead of you because I actually do that. But I'm speaking to some of my good girlfriends out there today that may not be in that place in their mindset, that it doesn't matter. You are the occasion. We got to stop waiting for the right occasion to do things. If you want to wear that dress, wear that dress. See, think about it this way. We have this saying, when you know you want to do something special, you'll say, I'll do it when I get the money. I'll go there when I get an opportunity. Oh, I meant to go by that store. Let me go ahead and do it later. Everything is later. We put off so many things in our lives that we don't get to it. Or by the time we get to it, that real enthusiasm has shifted. So my job today and the video, I really want to challenge some of you ladies out there to think about this. Do it now. Don't wait for the right moment because it's never going to happen. Not the thing about someday I'll do it, or I can't, I can't go there because I haven't lost enough weight. So I know that, oh, I want to go on this particular trip, girl, when I lose 30 pounds. Listen, go now. Do it now. Not someday, not maybe. Challenge yourself and be accountable to you and say, I'm going to do it. You are the occasion. This is your moment in time. You do not get a do-over. Girl, it's time. Look, you see the title, Girl, Let's Talk Life. We're talking real life. You are the occasion. You are the special one that needs to get out there and live your life. We sometimes use this other phrase, oh, my money's not right. Everything is not about money. Sometimes it is a shift of your mental state. It's a shift in the way that you see yourself. It's a shift in the vision that you may see around you. If you are in a circle and y'all all are talking about, someday, maybe, I'll do it when, I'll do it later. I don't have the time right now, but I'll get to it. Some people who are in the grave right now, girl, they done already went on, okay? And so because you still have this opportunity, today is my pleasure to challenge you to do it anyway. Don't wait for the right time in the right moment, or when the kids get out the house with my grandkids. No, you have to put yourself first. You are the occasion, and you have to start living like it is your life to live. You can't keep making excuses for wanting to do things. I'll tell you this. All right, this is going to be some real talk. When my mother passed away, she had so many things that she wanted to do, but she didn't have that opportunity because she kept putting things off. I'll do it when. I'll do it when I get a few people to go with me. Girl, I've never taken myself on a trip by myself. I've never gone to a Broadway play. I always desired to do that, but I'm waiting on the right time. I'm waiting on some new friends, some new opportunities. I don't know, but I do want to go, and I always see everybody else having a good time, going different places and having dinner, going to these really elegant places. But I'm just waiting for the right time. I'm waiting for the right moment. You catch my drift? Everything is about procrastination. It's about the mindset has to unlearn some things. Well, I never did that before. My family, we've never had, done that before. It's something that's foreign to me. Well, listen, you are the occasion. I got up, I was so excited today. And I always thought, oh, I have this special dress. Every time you go to the closet, I'm quite sure you see something that, this looks cute, but I can't wait to go to that wedding or that banquet. I can't wait so that I could wear that particular outfit. Wear it now. Girl, wear that dress now. Oh, it's too formal. It's too flashy. If you want to put that dress on and you want to twirl around right now in your bedroom, or you want to even wear it out to the store. I've seen a video recently on another social media platform where someone took a picture and they didn't think that it was funny. They thought that, wow, what a statement to make. This woman had on this beautiful sequins dress. And guess where she was? She was at the grocery store. Now, all right, she could have been coming from some type of special occasion, but I love the idea of not doing it later, or you looking like you're the occasion. You are the special occasion because you deserve to feel good about yourself. Have you ever put on a dress that you really loved and you looked in the mirror and you said, girl, this looks good on me? Or, ooh, I'm feeling myself in that. That's kind of like my phrase. Ooh, I'm feeling myself. That means that it makes me feel happy. It feel all mushy inside. Like, yes, I love how I feel. I love how I look. Even with the curves, even with the double chin, even with the hair. I love how I feel. Girl, you are the occasion. Start living your life like it is. Live your life. What does it mean? It means to throw caution to the wind and just be in the moment. Be present in your life. I'm recalling right now as I'm speaking to all of you about a movie that starred Queen Latifah. And I remember she went to the doctors, and the doctor had given her a bad report, told her that she was going to die. I think they told her she had cancer. But what actually happened was they gave her the wrong diagnoses. They mixed up her paperwork with someone else's. And because of that, she left the doctor's office. She cried a little bit, and then she sashayed her way over to the bank. She took out her life savings and she got on a plane. She lived a fabulous life. She went skiing. She did all this crazy stuff. And I said, she didn't wait for the occasion. She didn't live with regret. And I noticed that She didn't even tell anybody what she was going to do. Have you ever had friends or family members or any type of associates that you gave them, the spiel about things that you really want to do in this season of your life? And then they give you a negative response. It's almost like you have a fire and they poured water on it because it's not their vision. It's not their moment. It's not their occasion. I'm challenging you, ladies. This is your occasion. Make this about you, honey. You are the occasion, and start living your life like it is. Now, there are people on social media platforms that they say things, but their lives is contrary to that. Well, mine isn't. I have thrown caution to the wind. I've made a decision. And as some of you can see, because you watch me live out loud, is that I am not going to sit and be afraid to do anything any longer. If you watched my video the other day, I talked about fear, how it tried to ground me, where I would not do the things that I enjoyed. Now, what I may like to do, it may not be your thing, and I get it. But I'm just here to fuel your fire, girl, and to tell you that you are the occasion. Go in your dressing room or your closet and pull out stuff and start twirling around like Cyndi Lauper used to do when she was singing that song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Change the very mindset that you have right now. Build your self-esteem up again. I don't care how you look, because I got to tell you, over the years, when you look back at your pictures, you can see, it takes you back to, wow, at this point in my life, I was having a good time, or, I look good. Or you may see a picture and you be like, I gained a lot of weight. And that kind of was my story. And for a minute, I was sad about it, because over time, I allowed the external things that was happening around me, the situations with children, right? Even though they're gone, sometimes people dump their issues on you and it weighs on you. I call that compassion fatigue. As a certified life coach, not only with the title of a life coach, but I am certified in trauma. And I have clients that I assist to get unstuck. And the first thing about getting unstuck is you got to change the narrative in your life. I'm not saying this to be mean, but everybody has a story of something that has been negative in their lives and try to block them from their destiny. Most of us have been betrayed by a friend or someone in the family. Some people have some tragic situations, or, I'm not making light of it, but what I am saying is this. You only get this opportunity. Stop living vicariously through others' eyes. You want to color your hair? Color your hair. You want to take a trip? I always talk about London because I'm going to get there soon. I just keep visualizing myself going there. Now, you may have been to London already and you think it's not a big deal, but I haven't. And that is something on my bucket list, along with other places like Greece. And I would love to go to Hawaii. And I really want to go to Brazil. I even thought about going to Vietnam. Now, that may not be your story, but that's my story. And I want to, and I will live out loud and dance around like I am Cyndi Lauper. You understand? We cannot wait for life to truly happen. You got to take it by the reins. You have to be the one to say, I'm going to be the leader. I am going to lead this shift, this change in my life by changing my mindset, by And I won't use the word do it afraid. You don't have to be afraid. What are you afraid of? This is a stance, an opportunity that you have in your life to enjoy it before it's gone. Life is like a vapor. Every time we go on social media platforms, have you noticed there's a lot of deaths that are going on? There's a lot of people who are going through some really hard times. Now, be honest. I know it can be very disheartening and it can change your mood when you hear or somebody calls you and say, did you hear Uncle Junebug died? Did you hear this happened or that happened? This has gone on and that has gone on. Life happens to us all. But it's time for you to stop being isolated and feeling like, well, nobody knows my issues. You know, I'm in a financial crisis or this has happened to me. But you can still do small things. Like, I'm going to share something with a lot of you. I learned this from another women's ministry. Every month, whatever date that's your birthday, you know, the number, mine is October the 23rd. So majority of the time on the 23rd of each month, just that particular number, I intentionally do something for myself. Maybe buy me a nice bouquet of flowers, or I may take a drive somewhere that I have never gone. On that particular date of your birthday, right? Even though your birthday may be July the 1st or whatever, but on that particular number, every month, it can remind you, you know what? I'm going to do something special for myself. Or I'm going to go to a different park and take a walk. Oh, I'm going to join a different community of women that have like-minded things. Maybe you're into creating things. You're an entrepreneur. Whatever your love of life is, let this be the occasion that you live out loud. So I'm challenging you to think about that part of your life, right? And I wrote down some things because I didn't want to forget to include certain things in there. One of the major reasons why women may not step out and live out loud is because we're waiting on others to come with us. What about the fact that everybody in your circle may not have the same mindset, may not want to take risk like you want to take risk? Are you going to wait forever? Are you going to just kind of push it under the rug and say, well, I guess the moment has passed? If you know, like I knew, I felt this burning desire to get out there and travel again. But because of the fear of the turbulence that I had, and I shared this the other day, I had a very bad experience about, I want to say about maybe 4 years ago or so, 2 or 3 years ago. It's been a minute, but it left me with the hesitancy of wanting to get on a plane again. But I knew that, how am I going to travel the world? How am I going to enjoy and embrace all of what God has created if I'm scared to get back out there? I had to put on my big girl drawers and have a talk with myself. And I had to hype my own self up to get on that plane in order to go to Barbados and go to Puerto Rico, just and going to St. Lucia, St. Martin. I've gone to a whole lot of different places, but it was because I had to reprogram my thinking about what I was going through, about what my challenges were. I had to reprogram myself and say, girl, listen, well, how you going to get around? I said, well, I don't know. I got to figure it out. And the other side of me was like, well, girl, you better get out there and live, because if not, you're going to be living vicariously through other people. And I said, wait a minute. What you say? I'm like, wait a minute. No, I'm not going to do that, because I didn't feel fulfilled. Can I be honest with you? How many of you have ever taken a job and you wanted it so bad, but when you got there, you realized like, this is not really what I'm just here because I need the money. But in your heart, it's not you. You don't feel productive there. You don't feel like you're living your best life. You don't feel like you're giving it your all. You don't feel like this is where you're going to be forever. And so what starts to happen? You get agitated. You start complaining because you don't want to be there. Or the boss can say one little thing to you and you will always find something wrong. Why? Because you are not in the area where you really feel fulfilled. You're not in that space where you feel or come alive, right? Where you can just do it and feel so good about it. No, you have to say, wait a minute, I got to do a turn right here. Something is not mathing. The math ain't mathing. It's not bringing me happiness. Yes, you may have gone to school for that particular thing, or someone told you, you look good doing that, or that fits you. But you know deep down inside, nah, this is not it. And that's how I felt about sitting on the sidelines these past couple of years, doing local trips or taking trips that may be a couple of states over. It still was not fulfilling to me because I envisioned something so big, but I was afraid. And then I thought, well, I don't want to tell anybody that I'm kind of afraid. So I'll just do little trips and take little pictures and start to or create this illusion that I'm still living my best life. But girl, you know that you're not really living your fulfilled life that you want. That's why I'm telling you, this is your occasion. You are the occasion. And start living like it. You know, I traveled with a friend of mine's this past a couple of weeks ago, and there was a theme night, and she was loving every theme night. And I got to be honest, I'm always transparent because I need for you women to recognize that image is everything, but the truth is even more, appealing to those that are struggling or having challenges with getting out of their way. There was a theme night for everything. A white night, right? A white party night. There was an 80s night. There was a time to go out to, some of the restaurants where you put on, the fine dining. Y'all get where I'm going with that. And you dress up. And some nights I was thinking, I don't want to get dressed up. Because I put on a little weight and, I'm still cute and curvy, but I didn't feel really good in some of the clothes that I had on. Y'all tracking with me? You ever felt like that? That, oh no, I want to stay behind because I don't have everything right. Like, I'm not telling anybody how I'm really feeling, but this is how I really feel on the inside. That I want to go, but I don't feel good in my body. I don't feel good. The clothes don't look good on me. And I was feeling all of that. But I got to tell you, honey, she was like, bought clothes. She could have stayed on that trip another week and had a lot of clothes. And she enjoyed preparing for every night, every occasion she showed up. And I showed up with her. But I got to be totally transparent. She had on, from the top down to the bottom, matching outfits, jewelry, all of the things, because she felt good and she was intentional about her being the occasion and being a part of the occasion and showing up for the occasion. Now, I came with her, right? We were hanging out, little sister girlfriends, just hanging out. But she was dressed to the nines. I got to give it to her. And something that she said stuck with me. uh, I bought all these outfits and I'm gonna wear every last one. And I said, go ahead, girl, do your thing, because I ain't even mad at you, girl. I ain't even mad. I was like, woo. And I mean, she put it on every night. People were like, girl, you look good. She was like, thank you. Had such confidence. And I started thinking when I got home and when I got up today and I prepared myself and I put on an outfit that I was saying, I'm going to wait to wear this outfit. And I got to thinking when you know how us ladies do, we're putting on my makeup, I'm putting on a little foundation, and I was thinking, oh, what outfit am I going to wear? And I thought about, oh, let me just throw on a t-shirt and a pair of jeans. And in my gut, it was like somebody just like somebody slapped me and was like, girl, you keep looking at that particular dress because it has a little sash on the side of this little striped dress that I have on. In my gut, I was like, put it on. Wear that dress. Wear what you want to wear. Who are you dressing for? You are the occasion. Are we waiting on a specific occasion? We waiting on a specific date to do things? Why wait when you can do it now? And I got to thinking about all of y'all out there. I said, let me go ahead and share this with my girlfriends. Because I'm like, girls, look, let's talk life. I'm talking about life in a way like live life. Be a part of your story. So many of us sit at tables, and I've spoken to many clients, and they have said to me, I can be a part of a group, but I'm not connected. I can be in a room with 1,000 people, but I still feel like I'm not with the group. And this is why I'm saying, listen, ladies, y'all are the occasion. Live like it. You want to wear that particular outfit, put it on. Book that trip. Go out to dinner at the fine dining restaurant that you keep dreaming about, that you're watching and scrolling and seeing other people go and have that experience. But you're saying, well, I would love to go, but I don't have nobody to go with me, and I don't want to look stupid going. There's this other saying, when you die, you're going to die alone. You're not bringing an entourage with you. So if you're not going to die alone, you baby girl, you better live. You better live your life. You are the occasion. You want to, I used to kind of laugh at some of the Kojic women, because I've been brought up in Pentecostal. I know all about Kojic church. I know, I get it. And it used to grind my gears when I would see those women with those hats on. When I tell you, them women be styling and profiling in them hats and those outfits. And for me, okay, I'm going to say it out loud, because I've never said this out loud about how I felt about those hats and stuff. I said, Lord, I can't take another Pringle hat. Child, those hats used to send me, because for me, I didn't like them. I wasn't a church hat girl. But then I realized they wore what they wanted and they felt good. Some of the hats were questionable because of how they appeared, and people made memes about them. But the women looked good. They felt good in what they had on. I've had some friends who have said, oh, I would never do that. Oh, you did that? I would never do that. Oh, I could never. I could never do that. Because you could never do that, you will never do that, and you will always feel limited in going back to school or doing anything, because you feel you can never do that. I realize at this age, I don't want to have those regrets that my mother did at the end of her life. Because it wasn't like she, was told, hey, by the doctors, right? Because she had COPD and some other little challenges. But it's not like the doctor came to her and said, hey, on this particular day, you're going to die. So you got time to do everything you have. No, it don't work like that. I know of people who went to sleep last night or history shows that, oh, I just talked to so-and-so. I just talked to Big Mom last night or the day before. And, oh, I just talked to her last week and now she's no longer here. There's people now who is mourning the death of, I believe, this real big public figure who just passed away, and people are very stunned by it. But what I can say is that I see that people are pouring in with information talking about how this woman lived her life. So I wrote down a few more things to share. You got to stop waiting on others. Stop waiting for the opportune time. Now, I don't know where you are in your, again, finances. I don't know where you are as it relates to your location, how you're living. But in midlife, right? I'm 60 years old. And I know that there are women out there that are probably within 50 years old, 30 years old. When you're in that any age range where you feel depleted, it's time to do a mindset shift. It's time to live and be bold. I would even go as far as to say unapologetic, and do the things that you want to do. Because have you ever heard people say, I'm going to do everything I need to do after the kids get grown? After the kids get grown, oh, I'm going to travel the world. After, okay, I'm divorced now. What do I do with my life, right? Okay, I don't know, because I've always lived with Junebug and he always made the decisions. Well, now it's time for you to make decisions for yourself. Or you can make the decision to stay stuck. Now, me personally, people know me as the comeback coach because, baby, I've had to come back from some hellish situations. And to God be the glory, I'm still standing. This is why I can convey to you what I've already lived through, what I continue to do, is to recognize I'm the occasion. To recognize that I'm going to live life with all the things that come in between. I am going to be intentional about buying whatever I need to buy, or to wear the dress like I'm wearing one today. Now, people, well, girl, where you going? I just want to put my dress on. There are days when I want to really put the full face on, the lashes, but I just want to not live with that regret of not trying to do what my heart desire is. The cost of waiting for others to go with you, for waiting for the right time, waiting for money to be right, is the loss of time and the joy that you are missing because you are not doing the thing you want to do. Or sometimes, we think that because we have so many responsibilities that you could not possibly steal away to do anything that's going to bring you joy. But sometimes you got to do it afraid. You have to take that leap. You have to envision something different for your life. You have to be intentional about flipping your mindset, unlearning things. As I keep saying, I had to recondition myself in order to get back on that plane. Had I not done that, I'd still be here. And more than likely, my sister girlfriend, she would have went on that trip and came back and told me all about it. She would have told me all about it. I would have heard through the grapevine instead of being there, being a part of the fun and taking the pictures and being present. You got to tell yourself that you deserve it. If you have been a mother, a grandmother, working jobs, maybe having your own business, doing different things, being in the community, assisting others, when are you going to get that opportunity to just be in that moment? I thought about all the times that I missed moments because I was stuck on, I didn't have the finances at the time. Now, I know that's a real thing. Don't get me wrong. But I will say that it's amazing how we will find money if there's an emergency with one of our loved ones. The whole family will do a GoFundMe, or everybody will put in the pot and the money will show up. When are you going to invest in you? When are you going to be that special occasion? You know, when somebody dies, oh, everybody show up in their finest for the most part. Why wait until that situation happens? Wear what you want to wear now. Travel abroad. Book that trip that you want to book going to Alaska. Make that appointment and have somebody sit down with you, even do financial planning, anything, so that you can find a way to live the life that you want to live. Because when you are gone, that's it. That's it. That's all. But I choose to at least try to live my life out loud, because you are the occasion. And I believe that what my vacation that I just took has taught me is that the environment, you got to set the environment, because the atmosphere was set for everyone to be aware that, hey, this night we have the white party. This night we have that going on. That, hey, we got this, that, and the third going on. And people showed up ready for the occasion. Put yourself on the calendar. Be intentional about making moves and making smart choices, because you are the occasion. You know, I wrote down a few things. Here's some things that I had to jot down, because I had to think about this for myself when I was letting fear ground me from getting back on an airplane. Fear doesn't mean that you got to stop. Fear means that you're stepping into something bigger. You know, I did some things afraid, and I lived through it. I'm going to ask you the question, because I'm going to end with this. What in the world is exactly what's stopping you? What are you waiting on? Huh? What you waiting on? And I need you, for some of you that are bold enough to do it, put it in the comments. What are you waiting on? Give me a couple of scenarios on why you're waiting, because you are the occasion. Wear that dress, buy that lipstick, girl, try on them shoes. Honey, take that boat ride. Girl, you want to learn how to golf? Go do that. Now, I don't know nothing about that, but that's just in my spirit. You want to do, girl, take the lessons. I used to play the flute. I wasn't that great at it. Okay, I wasn't that great, but I tried. And I did have a love for the flute. And I've been thinking lately, like, maybe I need to start thinking about taking up some new things, right? So what are you waiting on? What's stopping you? And the last thing is, life is not on layaway. Life is not on layaway. So you need to get yourself from back orders to being in the front and center stage in your own life. Okay? Just wanted to stop by to tell you that. You can put down your comments and let me know what your thoughts are about where you are, what's stopping you, or if you're living out loud, give me, some tips on what you have done to get yourself unstuck. Show me that you're making the progress for yourself, because as I said earlier, you are the occasion. Don't wait to wear the dress. You want to put it on today. Wear your fur coat. I don't care if it's hot as Hades outside. Do what makes you feel good. You only get one life. It's not a dress rehearsal. All right? Y'all take care. And if you like the comments, you like the things that I'm saying, and you like the comments that I am making, give me some of your honest opinions and thought process about what I have just put out today. Like and subscribe to my channel. I always got something going on. That's why I named it girl, let's talk. Because, when you're a little girl, be like, girl, come over here. I got something to tell you. Or you whispering to your friend, let me tell you what so-and-so did. So I want to talk about life. I've always talked about everything under the sun, from, Christianity, from life challenges, also talking about relationships, which I haven't done in quite some time, because I feel like relationship conversations, I won't say that it's oversaturated, but I will say that it has taken so many different turns in the way that people think about relationships. And it has been so tainted by some people's illusions of what relationships actually look like, even over 50 plus years old. And I didn't want to touch that for a while, because I used to. If you followed me long enough, some of you probably remember me talking about a lot of relationships do's and don'ts. And I just feel like it's so oversaturated in the social media platforms that I'll leave it to the younger generation. The only thing I know is, at the stage of my life, I choose peace over all chaos. And by all means, I am living my life because I am the occasion. And I'm simply going to live my life. Y'all have a good day now. You like what you heard? Subscribe and like.